Welcome to part 3 of healthy substitutes. And this is what we talked about in the first 2 parts of the Friday value videos last couple of weeks was what's in a meal. And we talked about the carbs that are healthy for you and are meant for you to get all the energy that you need and the calories that you need and all of those things, right? So a lot of people are doing these low carb diets, and yes, cutting out, white flour, white sugar, that kind of stuff is a great idea. But don't throw out potatoes. Don't throw out whole brown rice or whole grain pasta or, we need carbs. Our brain needs carbs. Our energy levels need carbs. So that said, I'm going to continue with healthy substitutes because many people are trying to figure out what do they need to substitute. So we want to replace the fats with fiber. You must eat enough fiber. And if you've ever read, I believe it's Dennis Burkitt, he was called the fiber guy, and he was the Surgeon General in Africa for many, many years. And he saw very little disease, very little problems in those who had enough calories for survival. Of course, there are people who are struggling, even in this country, in the US, there are people who don't get enough to eat, sad to say. But for those who did, because they were eating such a high fiber plant-based diet, he saw almost no disease. So, it's important. We must eat enough fiber, 40 plus grams a day. The average American gets about 11 grams. So gets about 1/4 of what's optimal for long-term health. So here's a few easy things to do. If you eat 5 to 6 high fiber meals a day, you can actually increase your metabolism. It's called eating to lose weight. Now, a lot of people have yo-yo dieted. They have gone on all of these diets, every diet you can imagine. And of course, the old joke is the first 3 letters of the word diet is die, right? Because you feel like you're going to die. You're minimizing your calorie intake so low that your body thinks you're going to starve to death, it thinks you're going to die. And so it slows down the metabolism to survive that extremely low calorie diet. And then once you start to eat normal again, because you can't survive on 800 calories a day for very long, guess what? Your body's metabolism is still slow, and now you're going to be storing more as fat for the next time you starve yourself. So it's the worst thing in the world you can do. If you struggle with a really sluggish metabolism, you are better off to eat more, but high fiber meals, right? So a bowl of black bean soup, very high in fiber, bran cereal, whole grains. That's what you want. And it can actually increase your metabolism if you've been one of those yo-yo dieters most of your life. Now, this you may not be aware of, but believe it or not, if you eat bran cereal with banana or any fruit and toast instead of bacon and eggs, you will literally eat less all day. This study was done. 75% less, 987 calories less. Also will lower your stress hormones and provide better concentration. So hopefully these little tips are helping you. And next week, we're going to talk about replacing sugar with plants. All right. I will see you next week.